Damn It with Arthur Butler.
Okay, what I'm getting ready to do here, people, is I'm getting ready to try to get this spot here plowed up, cleaned up, and straightened up so I can put my sweet potato slips in here. But you see what has happened now. Everything have grown back after Jim Boogie and myself got out here. This rain have brought it all right back. Now, if I can get my veggies to grow as fast as these weeds grow, I think I'll be a happy camper. But still, like I was saying, something is most definitely stealing my garlic. Most definitely stealing it. Because now I've got about another 5, 6, maybe another 5 or 6 stalks or plants of it gone. I mean, completely gone. And you can't see any evidence as to where it was. But I see a few little spots, indentations that I had a couple of plants there. I wish I could catch that culprit. I had to make some squirrel fertilizer today. Squirrel was just sitting in the peach tree, dropping them, just taking them off the limb, just dropping them to the ground. I guess he was stacking them up so I can go back and get them a little bit later on. But while I'm here, I might as well show you. That's that little OPO spot I was telling you about. That's it right there, and down through there. I might have to get in there and reweed everything all over again. Now, it have grown back, I mean, tremendously. But the only thing that haven't really grown back and covered up is my pepper patch, which is over to the left, which is over there. That's my pepper patch. And my little raised bed here, which got my tomatoes in it. That's the only thing that haven't grown back and weeded back out. So I'm finna get in here and till this spot up to put these sweet potatoes in. So like I said, I really don't like to just make a whole lot of noise with you guys watching. So I'm gonna come back and show you after I get in here and do something to this spot. Like I said, every time I come down here to try to film something, that doggone dog start hollering and going on for some reason or another. But anyway, I'm gonna get in here and till this spot and I'll be back at you just in a little bit. Okay, people, we're gonna get in here and try to get this little spot cleaned up so we can put these sweet potatoes out there. I guess you saw me doing all that weird dancing out there, but I ran into an ant bed, and I was trying to plow around them, but I hit part of it, and I didn't want them little jokers getting all over me. But what I'm going to do next is I'm not going to take the grass out of here, because a lot of that's going to be supplement, is going to be nourishing for the sweet potatoes. Only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rake some mounds up. Might take a little grass if it got those big hunks. And then I'm going to set my sweet potatoes into them humps, them rows. Got plenty of earthworms. That's too much grass right there, so I'm going to have to get that out of there. That's a little too much grass right there, people. But a lot of the little grass, I'm going to leave it. What I'm doing is I'm just building up mounds like that to put them sweet potatoes in. Set them down in there. Then I'll come back later on, put some mulch in here, so they have something big and soft to grow in. Well, this stuff have grown back since we cleaned this thing out before, when me and Jim Boogie was down here. But anyway, that's the way it grows. But anyway, people, I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm putting little rows in there, and then I'm going to set those potato slips down in there, and I'll show it to you just in a little bit. I hope you can see it. I didn't really put out as many as I had planned. I've got maybe about 30 plants there, and what I'm going to do is just rake the dirt to them like a mound, and then I'm just gonna let them do their thing. But the main thing is getting them in the dirt. Getting them in the dirt. Let's don't procrastinate, let's do the work. And that, my friends, is how I set out my sweet potatoes. And we will show you some of the results whenever they come in. But I'm not worried because I know that they will grow. I know you see a lot of grass, but that's going to be a little fertilizer as soon as it deteriorates. And what I'll do is whenever Jim Boogie is off again, I'll get him to come help me bring 4 or 5 loads of mulch in here, and we'll put them in there on top of the mounds and surround it so those potatoes can have somewhere to go. But let me show you something while I'm talking about it. I forgot to do it the other day, but I want to send, uh-oh, this ain't the right one. Well, we'll have to do it later because I thought I had sweat rag the PIA sent me. I wanted to show it to you guys, but I don't have that one. I got another one in my pocket. So we're going to go ahead and say adios, and we love you, and there ain't a thing in the world you can do about it.